Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? The Saints will not, however, have Taco Charlton. If you missed this news, Taco Charlton has been signed off the Saints practice squad by the Chicago Bears. Honestly, not that big of a deal because the Saints have good numbers at defensive end. Cam Jordan has played 72% of the team snaps this year. Marcus Davenport has played about half the snaps. You've also got Tano Passanio, who started this past weekend, and Carl Granderson has been there as well. And then obviously Peyton Turner, last year's number one pick, is sort of reacclimating himself, playing both inside and out. So you do have good numbers there at defensive end. So Taco Charlton signed off the Saints practice squad. The Saints also made a couple of moves. They released their two veteran running backs that they had signed to the practice squad with Howard and Gore. They released those two and have signed David Johnson. And I can't help but hear the name David Johnson and think of when Bill O'Brien traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson. Bill O'Brien was a great coach. He was a lousy GM, and trading a four-time Pro Bowler in the prime of his career for a running back was the definition of stupid and really illustrated Bill O'Brien's tenure in Houston. But David Johnson spent last year in Houston. He was let go, has not been with a team yet this season. So the Saints could have signed him in the offseason, if you recall. I mean, we kind of went through this all throughout the offseason. And it's another illustration of poor roster decisions that the Saints have made. And candidly, I don't know if that's Mickey Loomis, if that's Dennis Allen, if that's a combination, if that's other support staff, and how this has gone. But we talked all in the offseason about how you were going to need help at running back. You had an aging Mark Ingram. You had Alvin Kamara, who we didn't know his status because of the fight in Las Vegas if he would miss time. And the Saints needed to address running back. Well, because of a lot of trades they made, they did not have the draft capital to draft a running back. They signed Abram Smith, the undrafted free agent out of Baylor. That clearly didn't pan out. They worked out a lot of veterans. I mean, they worked out Sony Michel and tried to sign him, but ultimately he signed with the Dolphins and then ended up with the Rams. When you got into a bit of a bind, you signed Latavius Murray, who looked really good for you in the one game he played.
Murray, present.
And then you basically made the decision that you were going to stick with Mark Ingram as your number two behind Kamara instead of Latavius Murray. And the Denver Broncos
Murray, present.
promptly signed Latavius Murray because
Murray, present.
You decided you were going to stick with Mark Ingram. And then you've rotated through a lot of other guys. Funk, Howard, Gore, now David Johnson. It's just it's been a mess, man. It doesn't feel like it I don't mean to keep picking on Dennis Allen, man, but this has the feeling of the substitute teacher in the room. And I don't know that the locker room fully respects him as their alpha the way they did Sean Payton. And I don't know that he's the guy that's going to make these type of personnel decisions on both sides of the ball that's going to lead you to being a championship team again. And unfortunately, we've seen that illustrated time and again here over the past 10 months or so. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.